Hello everyone, it's George and welcome back to Call of Dragons. As dedicated free-to-play player who played this game for more than 600 days, I'm excited to share some insider tips and tricks with you. Stick around and let's dive in. Today we are going to speak everything about the heroes, right? Because I have been asked a lot of times questions from the beginners, from players who just started the game in season 1, season 1 plus. What's the heroes, what's the hero pair? So in this video we will discuss every single detail which is connected to hero pairs, artifacts, war pets, and for of course for every single troop type, right? And let's dive in so we won't gonna waste too much time. Of course, first of all, we are going to go with the troop type, right? First troop type which we are going to speak is of course Marksman, because you guys know that Marksman is my favorite troop type in the game, right? Whenever you are starting the game, especially as a beginner, you have a different choices as an archer hero pairs, right? You have Nico, which is a hero which is you can get from gold keys. You get Craig, and you have Gwenwyn. Plus, in lucky spins, you're gonna have Kinara, right? At first, of course, your hero pair will be Gwenwyn and Craig. That will be your number one super first hero pair for the archer, because I'm not really sure if you will unlock straight away Nico, for example, right? So you are playing with Gwenwyn and Craig. Try to awaken both of them because they are both pretty good. Gwenwyn especially against behemoths, because awakening skill of the poison deals a lot of damage to the units, to the enemies who has high amount of HP, and behemoths has quite high amount of HP, right? So Gwenwyn will be used for behemoths, not only for behemoths at first, for every single activity in the game. You will be using Gwenwyn and Craig, right? You're gonna put Gwenwyn as a primary because you like to have precision talent tree on Gwenwyn, right? First artifact for this hero pair will be like anything for, honestly, like I have still heard Avenger because that's the new epic artifact, but you can get like a Heart Purser, you can get the Bomb Flinger, you can have a Steel Hair Avenger. If you're gonna unlock legendary artifact, for example, Shadow Blades or Heart of Kamasi, even better, right? So well, that's like your number one first hero pair for archer hero pairs, right? And next, hopefully, you are going to unlock Nico. And whenever you're gonna unlock Nico, your hero pair will change, right? Of course, you will use your Nico whenever your Nico's first skill will be 5 level. That's like mandatory for every single hero. And you will put Nico as a primary, and you're gonna put Gwenwyn as a secondary hero, right? And of course, this hero pair is nice. You can use this hero pair like against behemoths, PvP, PvE. That's like you are already really happy because finally you have legendary hero to use on a daily basis, right? So that's like a next step for archer player to move and progress in a hero pair's direction, right? Of course, you always want to have two legendary heroes in the same hero pair. Of course, some epic heroes are great, but Nico and Gwenwyn is quite good, right? Plus, Nico also has precision talent, which means we can simply put Nico as a primary hero in here and Gwenwyn as a secondary. Of course, finally, Lucky Spins event came out, and we unlocked Kinara, we unlocked first skill on 5 level, we have at least 5-1-1-1 Kinara, and it's time for us to say goodbye to Gwenwyn because we are going to use Nico and Kinara, right? This is the hero pair which I have been using since the day 1, and I have played this game 600 days and I'm still using this hero pair, right? This hero pair is great, especially against infantry players, not that great in behemoth fights because it's a rage user, it's skill damage factor user. So, like in behemoth battles, it's much more better to use normal attackers, right? So, finally, you have one hero pair which is great, which will be great all the time, right? And the artifact for this hero pair is really easy to get. For example, Shadow Blades, which I have mentioned already. Shadow Blades is a great option, and like super great option is always Rattle Spear, right? Because Rattle Spear is also reducing the defense of the enemy, same as Nico and same as Kinara, right? So Rattle Spear will be the dream choice. If not, Shadow Blades is always welcome, right? And the Warped will be Snowpeak Rock because the concentration skill has the defense break inside, so that's another addition of the synergy for the defense break for this hero pair, right? So already you have quite a good hero pair. Of course, you won't gonna touch this hero pair unless you have Hosk. If you have Hosk, like especially Awakened, you're gonna exchange Hosk with Nico, and you will have Hosk and Kinara, right? So basically, that's the season 1 and beginner's best possible hero pair. And of course, next choice is always moving forward, right? Season 1 plus or season 2, you will be able to have a chance to unlock Syndrion and the Freygar. That's two legendary heroes, which will be the best one for your time period. Totally different kind of hero pair if you're gonna compare to Nico and Kinara, because Syndrion and Freygar is more of like normal attackers, normal attack crit rate damage dealers, right? You are not doing damage by your skill damage factor. You are just standing still and auto attacking the enemy. So Syndrion will be available from the Wheel of Destiny. Freygar will be available for lucky spins. What would be my advice, right? My advice would be to try to unlock them and have them at least 5111 and 5111 in order for you to use them in the battlefield, right? The simple reason why I'm not advising you guys to invest all of your legendary tokens to these hero pairs, because next step next to archer heroes will be Magrot and Zaida, and my advice would be to put your legendary saved up legendary tokens to Magrot at first to make first 3 skills 5 levels, and Zaida like at least like 5111, and then if you're gonna add some more levels, it will be even better, right? The perfect artifact for Syndrion and Freygar is Gold Crest. That's like exclusive artifact for that hero pair. And great artifact for Magrot and Zaida is Heart of Kamasi, is amazing. And if you won't gonna have Heart of Kamasi, you're gonna go for Gilded Crossbow or vice versa, right? If you have Gilded Crossbow and don't have Heart of Kamasi, that's fine. These two artifacts are simply great. And yeah, you already have amazing hero pairs as an archer player, and you always want to have multiple archer hero pairs at the same time fighting on the battlefield, right? If you are Wyvern player, you can always use Craig and Thea for Wyverns. That's another way how you can utilize your every single archer hero pair in the game, right? And of course, for the Magrot and Zaida hero pair, the Warped will be Sand Lizard or Shadow Manticore from the Chain Strike synergy, and some heals, because heals are really, really important. Magrot and Zaida is the best hero pair in terms of getting merits in the game currently, and trust me, if you still don't have them in the game, save up your legendary tokens, because you will have a lot of fun whenever you're gonna unlock these two amazing heroes, right? Magrot will be available from the Wheel of Destiny and the Strongest Lord, and Zaida will be available from the Lucky Spins. I think that's quite enough for every single player to understand what would be my idea behind moving through the hero pairs of the game and how you can collect the heroes which you want to have, right? Of course, we're gonna move through and we're gonna continue speaking regarding Cavalry, because there is like a lot of Cavalry players, especially tier 5s, and less players as a free-to-play players, because I think in order for you to play Cavalry properly, you need heavy investment, you need high skills, high level on skills, and a lot of levels on artifacts, right? And a lot of different artifacts. And as always, as a beginner, as a season 1 and 1 plus player, you have very easy choices here, right? Because you can only have Emrys, you can only have Bakshi, and you can only have Alistar, right? But we of course want to have two legendary heroes, but at first, if you have Alistar or if you have only Emrys, of course you are going to pair Emrys and Alistar. But most perfect start for the Cavalry player would be Emrys and Bakshi, or Bakshi or Emrys, depending which style you prefer. Bakshi and Emrys is more skill damage factor because of the skill talent tree, that's like more damage, and for Emrys as a primary with the mobility tree, you are having more march speed, right? In general, Cavalry playstyle is totally different. You kinda want to have 5 marches at the same time. That's why every single Cavalry hero is important to unlock, right? That's my honest idea. So basically, first hero pair which we are going to have will be Emrys and Bakshi. That's like one of the best hero pairs for cavalry because of the timing when this hero pair were available. It's really early, and still after 600 days, it's really usable and it deals a lot of damage. The artifact for this hero pair would be Kingslayer, quite a good artifact you can get from Universal Artifact Keys, and the Golden Rock, I think, is totally fine for this hero pair because of the Exuberance Warped skill, which gonna give us rage accumulation speed or some more damage, right? And of course, this is a 1 or 1 plus hero pair. Basically, if you want to add some levels on this hero pair, I would say go for it, because at the end of the day, this will be your longest performing hero pair as a cavalry player, right? Of course, as you are progressing through, you are unlocking more heroes such as Forondil, which is really amazing hero, really flexible. Lot of use you can make for the Forondil, right? And basically, the newest and one of the rarest things about Forondil and in general cavalry is that you can put many different heroes together, depends how they are performing together, right? Let's say we have Emrys and Bakshi. Next, we're gonna have Forondil, right? And you're gonna ask, what would be the perfect hero pair of Forondil? Here I have a big surprise. Perfect for hero pair for Forondil is Kinara, right? Forondil and Kinara is amazing together with the control talent tree, with the amazing buffs, defense breaks. Plus, everybody knows that Kinara, for example, has a lot of debuffs by itself, and main idea about Forondil and Kinara is Berserker Phaedrake, and I will tell you what's the secret about Berserker Phaedrake, right? Berserker Phaedrake main idea is to add some marks whenever you are applying the debuff to your enemy, and I'm gonna explain you guys right now what's the main idea behind that hero pair, right? So Berserker Phaedrake, right? Arrogance. Each debuff effect inflicted on a target legion grants 1 stack of fierce mark. Inflicting cowardice grants an extra 2 stacks. So basically, more debuff you are going to apply to your enemy, more damage you are going to deal from your Berserker Phaedrake. And trust me, these Warped deals absolutely amazing amount of damage. So for example, we're gonna go here and I will explain the idea behind Forondil and Kinara, right? For example, here, now we are seeking a lot of debuffs, right? We are seeking a lot of debuffs. Here we are applying one, like Forondil deals damage and target legion and inflicts cowardice. That's already one. That's defense penetration. That's not a debuff. It's not a debuff. Here it's not a debuff, right? And here I think there is also 2 debuffs. In case of Kinara, here we have a debuff. We have a debuff. Here is not. We have march speed reduction, another debuff, and we have defense break, another debuff. So we are going to use Forondil and Kinara with the cavalry troops, which is really interesting, right, guys? That's what I said in terms of cavalry hero pairs. They are really unique in their playstyle, right? And that's the reason why I think cavalry playstyle is really different, and that's the idea why I think this hero pair is really important to have in the cavalry playstyle, and every single hero in the cavalry is really important, right? For example, next hero pair which we're gonna have as a cavalry players is really interesting, which is Theodore, right? Theodore will be the next hero which we're gonna unlock, and for Theodore we have a big surprise because we're gonna match Theodore with the Alistar, right? Theodore with the Alistar will be the choice for this hero pair, and of course I forgot to mention for Forondil and for Kinara, Sorland's Blade will be the choice in the artifact section because we want to have march speed, because we want to have every single hero pair for cavalries to be synced on an exact same speed. So whenever they will be marching together, they will have every single one of them same speed, right? That's really important. And Theodore and Alistar, next hero pair, in terms of we are basically trying to use every single hero, and they will be synced together in a speed, and they will be moving together, dealing absolutely amazing amount of damage. Next hero pair will be Theodore and Alistar. The artifact for this hero pair is going to be the newest artifact, which is Wolf Horn Horn. Legion defense is great because Theodore is having amazing amount of stats for the defensive survivability, and in terms of warped it will be Snow Peak Rock, right? The next hero pair which will be available for players, of course, Tobin and Urag. But I have one more surprise for you guys, for cavalry players. Next hero pair will be infantry hero pair. It will be Skogul and Nika, right? And in this case, we are going to use infantry troops, and we are going to utilize the mobility talent tree. So basically, Skogul and Nika with the mobility talent tree, with the correct artifacts, which will be the artifact which will be amazing for this hero pair is this Springbreed Feather, right? In order for us to get more march speed. So basically, Skogul and Nika with Springbreed Feather, with mobility tree, will have same amount of speed as our other cavalry heroes, and they are going to run with the same speed as the other cavalry heroes, right? In the warped section, we will have Venomous Lizard to deal more damage and to have more tankiness from the warped. So basically, this is really weird. Now we have three hero pairs for cavalry, and fourth one is Skogul and Nika, and I'm telling you guys that they will run like cavalry hero pairs. The next one, as I said, is the oldest and newest hero pair, which is Tobin and Urag, which is really interesting hero pair. In my opinion, it will be better to use Urag as a primary and Tobin as a secondary. We are using Manticore as a warped, and that would be our last hero pair for the cavalry players. So basically, Emrys and Vakshi with the Kingslayer, Porondil and Kinara, Theodore and Alistar, and Urag and Tobin. Each of these hero pair will have same amount of march speed, and you will be running together with these hero pairs, destroying the enemies, right? This is the progression of heroes and artifacts and warpeds for the cavalry players, because I just want to answer all the questions you guys are having, right? Next one will be infantry, right? Infantry is also really interesting because it's been a while since we had infantry meta in this game, right? As a beginner, as a season 1+ player, you are having a different choices in terms of infantry. You have Garwood, you have Madeline, and you have Nika, right? Well, in my end, you of course you have Bahar. At first, I guess you will have the first infantry hero Bahar. So anything which you're gonna unlock, just pair it with Bahar, right? So if we're gonna start speaking about legendary heroes for infantry, in my opinion, it will be better to have Madeline and Garwood, right? If you have Madeline and Garwood, you have already great hero pair with the lot of damage from Madeline, from the shields, and healing and survivability from the Garwood. But in my opinion, it won't be my best advice if I would say to invest your legendary tokens on this hero pair. Just have them, understand that you have already one great hero pair. And in terms of artifacts, I always prefer to have defensive artifacts for the infantries, like such as Spiritbone Torque, Dragon Scale Armor, even Greymare's Warhammer. In general, I think HP and defense is much better than offensive ones, right? The next hero pair and the next one, which you will be able to unlock, will be Goresh and Skogul. And here, in my opinion, is the way where infantry players should be investing all of their legendary tokens to have Goresh and Skogul awakened, because trust me, there is not a better hero pair in the game in terms of survivability and tank and pushing and, I don't know, the value, right? Goresh and Skogul is the most perfect hero pair in the game since the beginning, since they introducing this hero pair to the game. And if you are infantry player, this is the hero pair where you want to put your legendary tokens. Of course, the perfect artifact for this hero pair is Spiritbone Torque. There's the artifact which is especially great for this hero pair, and that would be my best advice. In terms of warpeds, Brimbear should be the choice. So basically, you would have already two great hero pairs, Madeline and Garwood, and Goresh and Skogul, right? Regarding the newest ones, Dunfell and Magro, well, same as every single troop type, my advice would be to have every single hero, and I won't gonna say Dunfell and Mogro or Mogro and Dunfell is better than Goresh and Skogul, but If you will unlock both of them, of course, you will have already 3 hero pairs, which will be working perfectly well together, right? I would still put Dunfell as a primary because I like tank talent tree for my infantry heroes. That's why I think Dunfell will be the primary, and the artifact for the Dunfell would be, of course, the shield of the stubbornness. We're gonna have some more unit attack from the attributes, and of course, Legion HP is great. Plus some great stats from the additional effects, which applies pretty well for Dunfell. This is pretty easy to understand. Madeline Garwood, Goresh Skullghoul, that's where we are investing legendary tokens and trying to unlock at least 5/1/1/1 Dunfell and 5/1/1/1 Magro, right? So this is why I say Goresh and Skullghoul still the best in my opinion, and it will be for a long time. The next choice is, of course, Magic, right? And we have a lot of players who are Mage players, and it will be really interesting to tell them the truth about the Mage players and, in general, the hero pairs, which fits amazingly well. At first, as a beginner season 1+ player, you have a great start as a Mage player, right? Because you have Walder, which is great. We have Alwyn, we have Atheos. At first, I think you're gonna have Waldir, and if you're gonna pair Waldir with Alwyn or Atheos, it will basically work for first months, right? But I still think that you are aiming for some legendary heroes, and basically, if you are not investing at least $1 or at least like 100 to unlock Lilia, and let's say you don't have Lilia, right? And you manage to unlock Welyn, trust me, Walder and Welyn is one of the most perfect hero pairs in the game. The synergy behind this hero pair is too perfect. You are dealing damage to 3 nearby enemies, Welyn is dealing damage to 2 nearby enemies, and you can see I don't even have Welyn awakened, and generally I get 20 to 25k merits from every single battle. So basically, if you don't have Welyn, if you don't have Lilia, Waldir and Welyn should be your number one priority choice, and here I would advise to invest your legendary tokens, even in Season 1, if you are Mage player, to awaken Welyn faster, right? Because Welyn will be the legendary hero, which you will be used most frequently. If you have Lilia, then in my opinion, I would still advise you guys to run Waldir and Welyn, and run Lilia with the Thea, with the Celestials, right? Lilia and Thea with the Celestials would be the choice, because I don't want to break the perfect hero pair, which is Waldir and Welyn. In the Waldir and Welyn hero pair, we have Artifact as a Phoenix Eye, which I think is just too perfect for this hero pair, and Sapphire Fadrake, of course, the Warped, right? For the Lilia Thea hero pair, the artifact will be Infernal Flame, and the Warped will be yet again Sapphire Fadrake, right? Of course, we're gonna have, when we're gonna progress through the game, newest heroes, and in Mages, we have Bertrand from the Lucky Spins, and we have Tohar. I won't gonna say invest your legendary tokens in Bertrand and Tohar, but at least get them 5/1/1/1 and try to use them and have multiple Mage hero pairs at the same time. The perfect artifact for this hero pair is Mirage Orb, and the perfect Warped for this hero pair is Shadow Fadrake, right? Actually, you will have already 3 Mage hero pairs. If you still have some legendary tokens and you are like believing me and running these hero pairs, it's the same rate as me. Soon we're gonna have 2 new Mage heroes, which I think will be the best one so far. I'm really waiting for 2 Mages, and I really think that they will be the best Mage hero pair in the game. So I hope I answered every single question from Season 1+ players, beginners, because this video was especially for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning or night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye and good luck.